Alola friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Metagrossman, and today I am your coach for the Texan Clearbodies in season number 1 of the STL. This is week number 5, in which we take on the Tucson Typhlosions and their coach, as well as the league commissioner, Ryan, aka Typhlosion 37, I believe. So, before we get into this video, which will include the team builder for week 5, I want to preface this video with a little bit of information about Ryan's skill as a battler, because the skill set that Ryan possesses was very, very, very threatening to me when I went to start team building this team. And the reason is because Ryan, so far, 4 weeks into the season, is the only coach in the entire season league in the entirety of people participating who has gone undefeated so far this season. He's 4-0 with a plus 15 differential. The next best coach is 3-1 with a plus 12 differential. And then somebody's in third with, I think, plus 3-1 plus 9, I think? I don't know. And then Lev is plus 8 with 3-1, and I'm right behind him at 5th place with 3-1 plus 7. So that's very, very scary to think about, that I'm about to play a coach who has gone undefeated this entire season. That's very scary for me. So that was very scary when I went to team build this team. But I was talking to Ryan earlier this week, and he said that he thinks that I'm going to be the one that defeats him, because our teams apparently counter team each other to the point that it's pretty even. So, I don't know. But just know that this was a very, 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 very scary team build for. Very stressful, very scary, very nerve-wracking, very stressful, you know, whatever. But I want to give, before we get into this, I want to give a shout out to Levinama. His information will be linked down below. Check him out. I want to give him a shout out because he helped me finish this team. I had 4 of the Pokemon built, and he helped me finish this up. I had to decide what 2 Pokemon I wanted to bring, and he gave me a couple ideas, and shout out to him because I was able to finish the team thanks to his help. So shout out to Lev for his help. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the reason why we're here by starting things off with week 5's team builder as the Texan Clearbodies get ready to take on the Tucson Typhlosions and their coach Ryan, aka Typhlosion 37. So right about now, y'all will see a little snapshot of my team as well as Ryan's team right next to each other on the right side of the screen right here. So keep your eyes out. I have those there for you guys so that you guys get a reference for what type of team I have, as well as the team that my opponent has in counteraction, so you guys kind of understand what I bought, why I bought it, the movesets, the investments. It helps you guys get a better idea for that. But note that Lantern does not exist on our draft. You will see it. Actually, no, you won't. Never mind. Disregard that. Disregard that. That's a whole nother video that I'll get onto later. That's a whole different video. Disregard the Lantern thing. Anyway. But yeah, like I said, the team that you guys see on the right side, the first one will be my team, and the team right after that will be Ryan's team. So, kind of help you guys get an idea about what we're bringing, why we're bringing it, some specific moves, and things like that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this team builder. So, the first thing I want to preface is that y'all see that it is Mega Altaria, and his Z captain is Nidoqueen, so that is something to keep in mind. So, the first thing we had decided to bring was Tapu Bulu. And I know that the Nidoqueen is a thing, potentially. It's very scary, but that's why we have max HP, or as close to max HP as we will need. We have a Choice Band on Tapu Bulu, of course, this week because Choice Band on Tapu Bulu is dangerous. We have Superpower, Horn Leech, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. Now, Superpower blows away the Tyranitar, blows away the Porygon 2 and a 2-hit KO. Horn Leech blows away the Slowbro, blows away the not Tapu Bulu. It blows away the Slowbro, it blows away the Tyranitar if Superpower is not able to do it. And just Horn Leech's recovery, as well as Stab, which is why we have Grassy Surge up for a Grass boost. It's a boost to my Grass type attack, so that's a thing. We have Earthquake here, blow away the Nidoqueen, blow away the Raikou, for example. Stone Edge, blow away that Altaria. 248 HP because I am bulky to take care of that Nidoqueen a little bit better. 216 attack because that's all I'm going to need to secure 1-hit KOs or 2-hit KOs depending on what this thing is designed to be in against. 16 defense allows me to take a hit from Tyranitar better, and it also lets me take your physical hit from the Nidoqueen a little bit better if I needed to. And 28 special defense ensures that an offensive Porygon 2 cannot secure a kill, and that a Tyranitar, as long as it is not max special attack modest, cannot secure a kill either. It can be a mixed Tyranitar, and in which case, it cannot secure a kill. So, that's what that's for right there. The next thing we have on our draft this week, on our team this week, is our Mega Alakazam. Just like every other week so far, we have Mega Alakazam this week. Alakazam with the Alakazite, of course, that Mega evolves into Trace, starting up with Magic Guard because I don't want to take rock damage, I don't want to take toxic damage, I don't want to take sandstorm damage from that Tyranitar if he does bring sandstorm, and whatnot have you. Now, for our moves, we have Psychic, Focus Blast, Energy Ball, and Charge Beam. Now, y'all are looking at this set and y'all are saying, Charge Beam? The fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing? Well, here's my answer. Oh, I forgot to mention this with Tapu Bulu. Bulu shit, our Tapu Bulu, by the way. Shout out to Lev for that nickname. I forgot to mention this with Tapu Bulu, is that Earthquake from Tapu Bulu, if it happens to hit the Celesteela, for some reason, you know, if he brings gravity or whatever have you, or something like that, then that will do around 57-60%, so that's something to keep in mind as well. But y'all are looking at my set here and you're saying, Charge Beam Mega Alakazam, what are you doing? Well, the one answer to that is that this nigga has a fat ass Celesteela. This team that this man has is fat. This team that this man has is fat, alright? Celesteela is fat, alright? I want y'all to understand. Mega Alakazam's base special attack stat is 175. Even if I am max special attack, like, this is the most special attack, 240 special attack is as much as I can go for it to not be able to change damage rolls at all. And with this investment, Celesteela gets 3-hit KO'd with Charge Beam. Or Psychic. 3-hit KO'd with Psychic. Understand how bulky this thing is. I'm talking especially defensive, of course, but Charge Beam is there specifically to counter Celesteela, because naturally Celesteela gets 3-hit KO'd, but Charge Beam also allows me to increase my special attack stat, so I can go to town if given the chance to pop off a Charge Beam. So that's what that's for. Psychic is, of course, for the Nidoqueen, and then Stab in general. Focus Blast, Tyranitar, Focus Blast on the Porygon 2, Energy Ball on the Slowbro, and then Charge Beam, of course, for Celesteela. Psychic also for Celesteela if I need it, so that's the thing. We have 240 special attack, which is all the special attack I need to secure a Psychic kill on the Nidoqueen, as long as it's not Assault Vest Nidoqueen. And if he's Assault Vest Nidoqueen, good job. And the Energy Ball secures the kill on the Slowbro, as long as it's physically defensive. And Focus Blast secures a 2-hit KO on Porygon 2, just about evenly. I think it's like 52% or something like that. 104 speed after Mega Evolving lets me hit 362, which allows me to outspeed Raikou by 1, which is exactly what I need to outspeed, so it doesn't really matter there. And then I had 164, yeah, I had 164 EVs left, and I put 80 in my defense and 84 in my special defense for me to be able to handle any variant of Tyranitar better, for me to be able to take a Sucker Punch better from a Nidoqueen if he brought it, for me to be able to handle the Nidoqueen better, for me to be able to handle the... If he brings either variant physical or special Altaria, I can deal with that. Either way, I can deal with both of those. I can deal with either variant of Celesteela as well. So that just around, it just really all it does is it allows me to deal with both variants of offensive Pokemon on his team. So that's where that investment comes into play. The next thing we have on our draft this week, our team, is our Trojan Broom, the Minior. Now, if you look at this team down here, if you look down here at the nature, it's serious nature. It really is. It was intended to be adamant. I apologize. I have made team building mistakes twice this season so far. Twice, maybe 3 times this season so far. I apologize. I looked at the team right before I went to battle him, and I didn't notice this. I don't know how I didn't notice this. How did I notice this when I was going through this team with Lev? I don't know how I didn't notice. I didn't notice. But this is actually intended to be... where's the nature? I can type it, but I'm not going to type it. It's actually intended to be adamant like it has been every single week so far this season. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about Minior once it goes into the battle, but don't worry about it. Alright, just don't worry about it. I got y'all's back, don't worry. So, this Minior is just a bit different from any of our natural Miniors for 2 reasons, one of which I already covered, serious nature, and the second thing is it's not 252 attack, it's actually 248, and this is because Slowbro is base 60 as well. And I wanted to outspeed a Slowbro that tried to speed creep me. That's literally it. That is literally it. I normally put 8, but I figured he might anticipate me to put 4 or 8, so he might put 8 just to be safe. And so I put 12 to be safe against his speed creeping me, speed creeping him. So that's what that's for. 248 attack is enough regardless. At +2, once my shields go down, it's +2. It doesn't matter. I'm still ripping through teams, so it doesn't really matter as far as the 248, 252. Now, we have Acrobatics here because Acrobatics is a late game sweep. Earthquake pops that Raikou, pops that Nidoqueen. Stone Edge pops that Altaria. Shell Smash for me to pop my herb, pop my shield, and then go to town. 248 HP because I want to be bulky, of course. 248 attack because that's all I have left and all I'm gonna need. And 12 speed to speed creep a speed creeping Slowbro, so it doesn't get to scald me and obliterate me. So that's what that is. Mind you, it was intended to be adamant. It's not adamant. I apologize. The calcs I'll actually explain later. We're done in serious nature, but without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the next Pokemon. Next, we have Manectric, our Choice Scarfed Voltronics this week. Choice Scarf Voltronics, the Manectric this week. Lightning Rod, Choice Scarf, of course. There's nothing really special about this Manectric, in the sense that he has a Mismagius, who also hits base 105, and so I wanted to make sure that I either Speed-Tied with a Choice Scarf Mismagius, or outsped a modest Choice Scarf Mismagius for whatever reason if he brought that, in which case I was willing to risk the Speed Tie because I had other answers in Mega Alakazam, Mew, and Landorus. So, no big deal. So, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, obviously. Volt Switch and Thunderbolt are my direct responses to Celesteela and Momentum. Flamethrower is another response to Celesteela. And then HP Fighting is to pick up those last 2 kills on Tyranitar and Porygon 2 if I so fail to do so already. No Attack IVs, of course, because I don't need them. Same thing with Alakazam, I don't need them. This one is Timid because, again, like I said, I want to make sure I want to Speed Tie with Timid Mismagius, that is Choice Scarf itself, because I figured when I was building, he's pretty likely to bring a Choice Scarf Choice Scarf Mismagi, so I want to make sure I speed tie with it. So yeah, Force F because max special attack because I want to hit as hard as I possibly can, and then Timid Nature max speed because again, like I said, speed tie with the thing. This thing is momentum gainer, and then it is a beautiful response to Celesteela. So that's the thing to consider. But one thing to keep in mind that I'm gonna have to play a little bit careful with is that I have Lightning Rod, and if the Porygon 2 is Trace, and he catches my Lightning Rod, then that could be a problem. So I have to be careful when I play around that. Besides that, that is Manectric. So the next thing we have is Ahoy. It's supposed to be Ahoy, but again, I made a fail. I apologize. Ahoy, our Mew, our team captain, Ahoy Captain, the Mew, of course. Poisonium Z, just like last week. If you have not seen last week's video, by the way, check it out. It is linked down below with the playlist of all STL battles so far. So, this week we have Poisonium Z, Synchronize, of course, because Synchronize is all he gets. And now we have Poisonium Z Sludge Bomb. Now, y'all see a Mega Altaria. This is my way to knock that Altaria out. I have a couple different ways to knock it out, but this is my primary, or what is supposed to be my primary way to nuke it. Poisonium Z, Sludge Bomb, just like last week for the Clefable. And then 100 special attack modest is enough for me to actually get a 101 minimum damage roll on physically offensive Dragon Dance Altaria, which is what variant of Altaria I'm anticipating him to bring. We have Will-O-Wisp here to burn the Tyranitar, to burn the Nidoqueen if it ends up being physical, to burn Celesteela, to put it on a timer, to burn Porygon 2 if it burns on a timer, and then to burn physical Altaria if it happens to be a threat with Dragon Dance, because with my investment, Mew gets 3-hit KO'd from +1, it almost dies, it's I think 96% at +3 Dragon Dance, so that's a thing. Will-O-Wisp, of course, is to burn that thing primarily. Roar is to stop it from Dragon Dancing and phase it out. And then Volt Switch is momentum, as well as Celesteela. Because I get in there, burn the Celesteela, get the fuck out, right? So that's what that is. Max HP because I am bulky. Bit of a support set. 100 special attack because, like I said, that's all I need with my Modest Nature to blow that, blow the Mega Altaria away, unless it's a specially defensive variant. And then 156 defense because, again, Lev said, let's put it in defense. So I said, fuck it, let's put it in defense. Because we were both anticipating physically offensive Dragon Dance Altaria, so it helps me take a hit better from that if I need to. So that is our captain this week. And the last Pokemon we have this week is our Landorus. Yachi Berry, Intimidate Landorus, physically defensive this week instead of specially defensive like last week. We have Yachi Berry, of course. Now, the Yachi Berry is there for me to deal with HP Ice if somebody brings that. It's for me to deal with it's for me to deal with mixed Tyranitar with Ice Beam, the Tyranitar Boa set. It's a way for me to deal with Porygon 2 Ice Beam as well. So that way, I can knock off his Eviolite and be safe. This set, just like any of my Landorus sets so far, have Knockoff, Earthquake, U-Turn. Now, this set's a bit funky because it has a bit of heat to it, Gravity, for me to be able to 2-hit KO Celesteela with Earthquake. Even if it is physically defensive, I 2-hit KO with Earthquake. So, 248 HP because I want to be uneven to my Stealth Rocks. Because if I put 252, it will be 382, and I don't want that. 8 attack because that's all I had left, and then max defense, Impish Nature because again, physically defensive to deal with physically offensive Altaria. So that's what that is. Gravity's there just for the Celesteela. So that's that. But with all that being said, that is the team that we're gonna rock out with. But without further ado, let's go ahead and find out what actually happened in this battle. And let's find out whether this Minior preparation cost me something or not. Guess we'll see. Without further ado though, this is our battle. So, like I said, in the team builder, I kind of anticipated half of this team to come. Actually, I anticipated pretty much everything on this team. And so I was like, okay, cool, we're good, right? So, the first thing he has is his Mega Altaria, he has his Celesteela, he has his Miss Magius, he has his Raikou, he has his Tyranitar, and his Porygon 2. By team composition, I'm assuming that the Celesteela is physically defensive, and that the Porygon 2 is especially defensive with the Eviolite. So, that's my assumptions. Let's go ahead and hop into this battle. So, I didn't necessarily have a designated lead on this match. I could have led Manectric, which I really should have, now that I think about it. But I thought, well, what if he brings Raikou out to lead and tries to get the Volt Switch momentum, because he will, in fact, outspeed me, as long as he is not Choice Scarf. But I'm looking at this in hindsight, and I'm thinking, if he brings the Raikou in to start, I have Lightning Rod, so I would stop him from switching out anyway. So it is what it is. So I decide, because I'm thinking Raikou's leading, I decide, let me lead with Landorus. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to lead Landorus. He leads with Celesteela, and I'm like, what? Okay, fine, right? What can you do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm like, let me find out what you can do, because I want to see what type of Celesteela you are. Are you a Sub-Seed Celesteela? Are you Seed Support Celesteela? Offensive Celesteela? Physically Defensive Celesteela? What Celesteela are you? So, I made the hard switch out to Mew, because I was like, let me see what you're doing. He's going to pop off an Hidden Power. Now, this doesn't do much to Mew, and so I was like, what Hidden Power is this? I'm not really sure what Hidden Power this is, so I'm like, okay, fine. My job here is to pop a burn on this Celesteela, to put it on a timer, and then Volt Switch out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, is I'm going to pop the Will-O-Wisp. Fortunately, it lands, shout out to that. But this man pops a Toxic on me, and I'm like, okay, you are physically defensive 100%, because you wouldn't do anything else. So, I want you to know, though, when I was building this team, I thought, what if I bring Taunt on this thing? But then we ran out of room, so I was like, fuck it, whatever. So, I get poisoned, right? And I'm like, well, if I play around this, we'll be fine. But Celesteel's on a timer, and my job's done. So I'm going to Volt Switch out here, because, like I said, I'm going to take Toxic damage, he's going to take Burn damage. I'm going to Volt Switch out, because like I said in the team builder, my job was to burn this and Volt Switch out. Now, as you'll see in the damage roll over here on the side, it did about 35%, which is generally what it's supposed to do from my use special attack. Given that I'm only 100 special attack, it's supposed to do around 35-36% to a physically defensive Celesteela. So that led me to believe that is in fact physically defensive Celesteela. So I was like, okay, fine, let's play around that. I got a Manectric because I'm gonna click Thunderbolt and I'm gonna fuck you over because you're gonna die. Because you're physically defensive, not specially. I get the momentum by Volt Switching, so we'll be good there. So I make the hard switch into Manectric. He pops a Leech Seed, so I'm like, oh, you're this set? Your Toxic Seed support set? Really? Alright. So he pops a Leech Seed, I'm like, okay, well I'm gonna Volt Switch out and I'm gonna pop you. Now, Ryan here makes a beautiful prediction. Because, like I told you before at the beginning of this, Ryan's a fantastic battler. So he makes a prediction really, really nicely. He gets his Leech Seed, of course. He gets his Recovery, duh. I try to Volt Switch. He switches out to Porygon 2. And Porygon 2 has Trace, of course. Catches my Lightning Rod as I try to Volt Switch. So he Volt blocks me. Gets a special attack boost. And I'm like, the fuck do I do? The fuck do I do to this thing? And I said this in a team builder, is that I would have to play a little bit carefully around this. And I was like, well, I'm in this exact situation. Shit. What do I do? So, I decide that I want to make a... I made a hard switch out because I was like, I'm tired of these Leech Seeds. So, he's going to fire up a Tri-Attack. And that did a decent chunk of damage, 37%. So that and up to this point, I don't know what type of Porygon you are, whether this is a max HP offensive, especially defensive Eviolite. I'm not sure exactly what type of Mew this is, or I'm sorry, what type of Porygon this is. So that's the thing. But I came into Mew because my job with this Mew was solely to fire off a fine Will-O-Wisp. So I'm going to take toxic damage. I'm going to fire off that Will-O-Wisp. Fortunately, I land again. Shout out to my luck this time around. Tri Attack comes off. Does enough damage. It's about 35.6, so it's just about the same roll. Does enough damage for Mew to have to die to toxic. So unfortunately, my direct response to Altaria is dead. My direct response to Altaria is dead. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We have to play around. So I'm gonna make a switch in the Tapu Bulu because I was like, all right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna click Superpower right here because that's the optimal play. He's gonna switch into Celesteela, and this right here is gonna still do a butt ton of damage. Superpower comes out, and it does 43.3% damage to Celesteela, which leads me to believe that is in fact physically defensive or some variant of mixed defensive Celesteela. So I was able to get a decent chunk of damage. Shout out to the choice band there. So I take my defense drop. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do? He takes the burn damage. He gets Grassy Surge recovery. He gets his leftovers. I switch out my Landers. I get the Intimidate drop. He's burned. So this is burned -1 attack. He clicks Heavy Slam. So he's one of those. So he's set so far. His set so far is Leech Seed, Heavy Slam, what was his third move? I don't even remember what his third move was. I don't remember his third move. Leech Seed, God damn it, it doesn't matter. Okay, so but he's one of those support sets. He's got Leech Seed, he's got freaking Heavy Slam on there. I don't remember the third move, but I guess it doesn't really matter. He gets his leftovers back, and then Grassy Surge and things like that. So I'm like, all right, let me stay in and click. Oh, it was hidden power, but I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and click this Gravity so I can click Earthquake on you next turn. Now, I click my Gravity, I get the Gravity up, which is perfectly fine. He clicks Hidden Power. It's a critical hit. I don't believe that this critical hit mattered all too much. It really didn't matter. But I do apologize for the crit, of course. Landers ate his Yachi Berry. Now, if you'll see down here, it says, I ate my Yachi Berry, which guarantees that was in fact Hidden Power Ice on that thing. Which I was like, what the hell? But it works. He bought HP Ice to directly counter Landers because he, I guess, figured Landers would be a direct counter to him. So, I take the hit because of the Yachi Berry, even if it is a crit. I am above 50%, so we're good. Grassy terrain, leftovers, things like that happen. He switches out to his Raikou, and I'm like, alright, let me fire off this beautiful, beautiful Earthquake. Forgetting, of course, that while Grassy Surge is in play, Earthquake does 50% natural of what it would do. I apologize for forgetting that, but again, I'm new to Grassy Surge-ish. So I forgot that. That was a thing. His Air Balloon popped, but because I was in Gravity, I still affected him even if he was Air Balloon. Which I didn't even realize he was Air Balloon in the midst of the battle, but shout out to me bringing Gravity. Shout out to Lev for that. Air Balloon Raikou works, actually. So, he takes the hit, his Air Balloon pops, so the next Earthquake will kill anyway. Grassy Terrain, of course, gives him HP back and things like that. So I'm like, okay, before you fire off a Volt Switch or a Hidden Power move, I'm like, nope, we're not dealing with this. So he makes a safe play, and he clicks Shadow Ball right here. Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. He clicks Substitute. Now, on the side over here, he said, fuck misclicks. And I really and truly, I don't think that was a misclick because misclick because he's sitting behind a sub. He's free. He's sitting behind a sub. He's good. So he took advantage of the situation and actually put a sub up. So I think that was a good play on his end. Not so much a misclick. But whatever you consider a misclick is whatever you consider a misclick, I guess. So he's behind a substitute. I'm like, alright, what am I supposed to do? Because I could click Thunderbolt, I could click Volt Switch, but same situation. If I end up against that Porygon 2 again, he's going to get Special Attack Boost, so I'm going to be stuck there. And I'm looking at this in hindsight, I probably could have clicked Flamethrower and been fine. I guess. I don't know. I should have clicked Flamethrower, I didn't, but it is what it is. I went ahead and decided, alright, we're going to click freaking Hidden Power Fighting. I'm not able to break the substitute. He clicks off Shadow Ball, does a butt ton of damage, gets a special defense drop. While I could have saved this, I decided not to because I was like, alright, I need to get the substitute out of here. So I decided to get the substitute out by sacking Manectric, by clicking HP Fighting again because like I said, I am Choice Scarfed. So the substitute drops, the Shadow Ball comes out, he picks me up. So he kills Manectric there. And at that point, the Grassy Surge goes out. Tapu Bulu brings it back up. He clicks HP. I'm gonna guess HP Fighting or HP Ice right here for the Landorus because I guess he predicted me to predict his Electric type move and switching up my Landorus. But I stayed in. I was like, all right, fine. So I take the HP Ice because I'm bulky. So shout out to that. And I'm able to fire back with a Horn Leech and get his HP because he dies. I get HP back. I get Grassy Surge recovery. And we're just here. We're sitting here. We're good. We're 77%. We're good, right? He goes into his Altaria, and I'm like, all right. Well, I don't have gravity, but I can click freaking Stone Edge. I can click Horn Leech. I can do something. I click Horn. He Mega Evolves, and he fires up a Cotton Guard. I'm like, huh? Now, understand that Cotton Guard Celesteela isn't very common, but it works. It really and truly works. All right. So he plays up a Cotton Guard. I'm like, oh, you're +3. What the hell? What am I supposed to do? So I fire off a Horn Leech at +3. It does all of like 21%, I think it was. What was it? Let me see. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Let me stop. It was 21, yeah. It's 21% damage. He gets a second Cotton Guard up here. Right after, on that previous turn. He gets a second Cotton Guard up. And then he's able to click Hyper Voice and blow my freaking Tapu Bulu away. No. Wait. I switched out as he went. Wait, what happened? Hold on. Let me catch up. He gets his recovery back. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, so I switch out from my Tapu Bulu because I'm like, what am I supposed to do to this thing? Maybe Landorus can deal with it better. He puts up a second Cotton Guard right here. And I'm like, well, you're at +6. What the fuck? And right here I pull out a Gravity because I'm like, let me pull out Gravity. Let me try and Earthquake him. He clicks up Hyper Voice and he just blows me away. He just like, nope, goodbye. So he clicked Hyper Voice. I died. Rip. He gets Grassy Surge recovery. So the Grassy Surge is kind of, it's working against me a little bit, in a way. So I'm like, oh, what do I do? So at this point, I'm like, what do I do? So I try. He clicks Hyper Voice, and because I'm bulky, I do take the hit, but that did so much damage. So I click Stone Edge, but of course, it doesn't do anything. It does 16%, but that's because he's +6. So he clicks off Hyper Voice again, and he's able to blow me away. Resulted in 88% on his HP. He clicks Hyper Voice, he kills me, like I said. I bring in my Alakazam. I'm like, okay, this Alakazam typically tears holes. This thing better tear holes in this opposing team, because holy crap. So I Mega Evolve right here, and I'm able to trace up his Pixelate because, I click Psychic. It does 58.4% damage. So that was either max HP or just offensive cotton guard or something like that, or special, I don't know. But I'm able to do 58%. I'm like, okay, we're good. Now, in the team builder, y'all noticed I put 84 special defense in here, and this is why it matters, because Hyper Voice from a Altaria Pixelate boosted should be able to blow me away, but because of the 58 EVs, I take the hit, only taking 70% damage from it, which, mind you, shows me that I am frail as all hell, but still, I took the hit. God damn it, I took the hit. That's what I needed to do. So the 84 special attack or special defense investment comes through and saves my Alakazam, and I'm like, okay, fine. So he's gonna make a switch out into his Mismagius. I'm like, okay, all right, fine. So I'm gonna click off a Psychic that does so much damage. It does like what, 66 or 76% damage or something like that. Yeah, 76.2% damage to him. I'm like, holy crap. So right here, I'm like, okay, is he Choice Scarfed? Is he going to click Shadow Ball and obliterate me? Is he freaking Shadow Sneak? Is he Sucker Punch? I don't know. So I'm like, I'm gonna play safe. I'm going to switch out of Alakazam and go into my Minior, because I don't know what this thing wants to do, but I can deal with this thing with this Minior. I can deal with it. This man reveals to me that he has Destiny Bond. I'm like, huh? And the way he switched that out on that next turn reveals to me he is in fact potentially, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but he reveals to me that he's potentially Choice Scarf Destiny Bond Mismagius. I'm like, huh? And mind you, that set doesn't naturally work. And he said he misclicked again. I don't know that this was a direct misclick, but he can tell me if it was. He switched out on Altaria. Or he switches his Mismagius out, which revealed to me that his potentially is going to be a Choice Scarf variant with Destiny Bond on there. And I'm like, okay, I guess I've seen that work. Jared, aka Changang, has made that work somewhat, but he hasn't made it work very well. So he switches his Mismagius out into his Celesteela, and I'm like, okay, I'm able to pop my White Herb and pop my Shell Smash for free. So I'm like, okay, this is working, we're good. We're good. So I'm able to get my attack boost, my White Herb pops, and so I'm sitting at +2 everything. He gets his leftovers back. He gets his burn damage, and the leftovers mitigate the burn damage. I click Stone Edge, but of course I don't connect. Right. My entire season so far, I've only missed Stone Edge, literally. Now, let me explain to y'all why I click Stone Edge. Because I could have clicked Acrobatics and only done like 17%, so I needed 2 Acrobatics to kill, whereas Stone Edge would have killed, because the minimum damage roll at +2 is 35%. Even with my serious nature, it's 35%, which is enough for me to pick it up. Mind you, if I was adamant, the damage output would have been 21% and 39%, so that's a thing to consider. But, like I said in the team builder, it doesn't really matter, because Minior is still doing what it needs to do. So I click Stone Edge, he clicks Heavy Slam, but because he's burned, he's actually going to do absolutely 0. He does... how much damage does he do? He does 44.6% of damage. So I'm like, okay, fine, right? So he clicks off his Heavy Slam. I'm like, okay. He gets his recovery, takes the burn damage, and I click Stone Edge again. I connect this time, and I'm able to pick up the Celesteal. I'm like, okay, good. We're good. He brings out this Tyranitar, and I'm like, okay, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna click Earthquake. How he lived a +2 Earthquake, I don't know, but I think the reason is because he was not adamant, or I'm sorry, I was not adamant. So I guess that was a misrep on my end that didn't secure the kill. Or potentially he was HP invested, I don't know. But he clicks off his Ice Beam, and this reveals to me he is in fact a mixed Tyranitar and not, he's a mixed Tyranitar and not a especially offensive or physically offensive. So he's a Tyranitar Boa, which is mixed Tyranitar, Crunch, Ice Beam. I think Stone Edge is the third move, and like Rock Slide or something. I don't know. He clicks off Ice Beam. I live because I'm max HP. My shields go down because, like I said, I am at 18%, so I'm just here. And then I click Acrobatics and I kill him. I don't take sand damage because I am a rock type myself, so I guess I'm immune to that. So the Tyranitar drops. The Porygon 2 comes out, catching my shields down ability, which will be dangerous, I suppose, but he doesn't really have a shield to break. So, okay, so right here, let me go ahead and discuss this. So right here, the damage output from a serious +2 attack Acrobatics was 37.7% damage minimum, okay? So there was no way in hell that I was going to win. Mind you, he says GG up here, over on the side, but I'm like, there's no way I'm going to win this. There's no way. Because Porygon 2 is bulky as all hell. It's physically defensive, it's bulky as all hell, right? So the damage outroll was 37.7% damage. Now, this is considering that I have a serious nature. If I have an adamant nature, because mind you guys, I did in fact calc it. If I have an adamant nature, the damage output is only 40%. So literally, it's a 3.5% difference. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You'll see why here in a second. So, like I said, I'm going to click Acrobatics. Does the 37.7% damage it needs to do. At this point, the next Acrobatics will pick it up because it's a 37% minimum damage. Actually, wait. What? Okay, sorry, I don't know. I don't know why. Oh, you know why? Because he's especially defensive. I calced mixed defensive cells. I've calced mixed defensive freaking Porygon 2. So he's actually mixed. He's not mixed defensive, he's actually specially defensive, which is exactly what I figured it would be based on team comp. So it does 63% damage, which I'm gonna guess was about 66% damage if I was adamant based on damage roll, maybe 67%. But again, like I said, it would not have killed. It would not have killed. Regardless, it wouldn't have killed. So it doesn't really matter because it's only 3% damage. It's not gonna kill. Okay? So the Acrobatics comes out 63%, so the next one will kill. He only has one move on there with which to attack me with, I guess. He clicks Tri Attack. And now, okay, right here, I want you guys to understand, my heart was racing because I was like, there's no way I win this. Because that Mismagius is probably Choice Scarfed, and he clicks Shadow Ball, he kills my Alakazam, right? I don't know in what world, okay? I don't know in what world I lived this Tri Attack from him. It was 13.9% damage. From his potential output, the damage output was a minimum of like 14, 16% or something like that. So I got absolute minimum roll. Absolute minimum roll. For me to have lived that, the damage roll had to be on the minimum side of things. I don't know how I lived that, but I lived his Tri Attack, and I thought, I'm going to get burned, I'm going to get paralyzed, I'm going to get frozen, something's going to happen because it's due to happen. Hacks is due to happen to him. I did not get statused. And I'm like, alrighty. He clicked Magic Code, I don't know why. Maybe he'll tell you guys down below, but he clicked Magic Code, I don't know why. I click Acrobatics, I'm like, alright, die. Right, so I click Acrobatics, he dies, he brings his Altaria in, it dies because it will not outspeed me because my shields are gone, and then after that, the Mismagius comes out. The Mismagius is probably Choice Scarf, but even if it is, I'm +2, +2 speed, I'm +2 speed, with my shields going down, so I'm 240 base speed uninvested, so I will outspeed the Mismagius in any variant of it being a thing. And then the Altaria, of course, I will outspeed because it does not have Dragon Dances up. It would have had to have at least 3 Dragon Dances up to outspeed me at that point, if not 4. So that's the thing. But with that though, that is in fact the battle. We pick up a DW. We do in fact defeat Ryan. So Ryan finally is not undefeated. He is now defeated. We defeated him. I don't know how. I don't know in what world. But I want you to know, I almost freaking cried. I almost cried when that happened because I was so fucking excited that that happened. Like, what? The team that I didn't expect to beat, I beat in one hell of a battle, one hell of a close battle. So as y'all could probably guess, the Adamant versus the Sirius versus Adamant difference didn't particularly make a difference in the battle. So that's the thing. So that's good. And even if I was Adamant, it wouldn't have made a difference because I would still have lived, dependent on if we got the same rolls. So that's the thing. So Minior picks up his 3 kills at the very end of the game like he always does, but the overall differential is +2 for me, -2 for Ryan. That leaves us at 4-1 with a +9 differential, leaving Ryan at 4-1 with plus 13. So that does in fact leave him still on the top of the league or in potentially second place, depending on how the Boston Celebies performed this past week in the league. But we picked up the W. GG to Ryan, of course, because that was one hell of a battle. Alright, that was one hell of a battle. I enjoyed it. I hope Ryan enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it watching it, because that was unbelievable. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, shout out to Lev for helping me finish up this team, and shout out to Ryan for a fantastic game. I want y'all to know though, the Texan Clearbodies did in fact make a free agency transaction. I will have a video for that going live at some point this week. Keep an eye out for that. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and call this a video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. And if you are interested to see more of our fantastic season in the STL, the playlist, including all of our STL team builders and battles up to this point, is included down below. Check it out. And also, be sure to check out my Twitter, because that is where I will tweet about updates such as the free agency transaction that we made this week in week 5 of the STL, or whether or not, when or you know, like I'll update you guys on when battles will go up, when things will go up, because I am going to be late with this upload. It will be up on Monday at midnight or at noon. It was due, for me personally, it was due at 2 p.m. today, but unfortunately Ryan and I didn't get a chance to battle until around 3. So that's the thing, but it'll be up at noon tomorrow, breaking the 4th wall. It is currently, what time is it? It is currently 10:40 at night on Sunday rather. So that's the thing. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and call the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like I said. And if you want to see more fantastic battles like this one in the future of the STL, or in anything else that the Texan Clearbodies take part in, then be sure to drop a sub, because the battles here, as well as the content here, is fantastic. So check it out down below. But with all that being said, I'm going to call it a video. And until the next video, in which we will be in week 6 of the STL, until then, this is your coach for the Texan Clearbodies. My name is Metagross Man, and this is the next video. I'm out of here, y'all. Bye.